Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Insomniac Let's Player, and this is Doki Literature Club. I am with my host.
Shigo, his wife.
Alright, so in the last episode, Shiori ended up killing herself, and we ended up starting a new game because it was all glitched out. And another thing happened is I had pre-recorded this already. See this? Yeah, I recorded it before. And the recording itself stopped like part way through, and I had a suspicion that's why I saved it on a different file. But I'm gonna have to click into this, and we're gonna do this over again.
So here we go. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yori is just trying to impress you.
So yeah, some of the stuff is not gonna be as impressive as the first time we did this around, but
because we're doing it all over again.
So we might not be as surprised as we should be, but you know, hey.
That's not.
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad. On a side note, we actually do like tea.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So, Insomniac, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Mitsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps it quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and penmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Oh, I've read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I could relate to at a minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be talking to a rock.
Haha, I expect that from you, Yori. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes me think or takes me to another world, I really can't put it down. Serial horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write cute things, don't you, Siki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud. And give me that back.
Fine.
Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share some of them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yori? Maybe if you share your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess that's the same for you, Yuri. Well, we all sit in silence for a moment.
Hey, I just got an idea. How about this?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share it with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like we could step a good step for us to take. Do you agree with as well as Sabiak?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
Yeah, what's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forward with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But I'm sorry, I thought...
Eh? The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me.
I guess I need to tell you the truth, Insomniac. The thing is, we don't have enough members to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more for the festival...
I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. So yeah, last time we recorded this, we found out that Sayori being here was the 4th member. So they barely had enough members to begin with.
So...
And besides, the club itself seemed pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Insomniac?
Yeah. It could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment.
Also, another thing is during my last recording of this particular episode, I have the game folder open because my coworker told me to. But I noticed another text file popped up during my last recording. I don't know what it popped up during the actual playthrough, but it says, "Can you hear me?" It says there's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality, is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them down their guilt and comfort food, or into the newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. But yeah, that came up in the last time we went through all this. So yeah, I don't know when it came up, so have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Insomniac, I'm so happy.
That was my line. We became an official club. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much. You really are amazing. I'd do anything I can give for you a great time, okay?
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looked over at me once more.
Insomniac, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue their chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then.
Okay. See you tomorrow then. Can't wait.
With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight.
Whew.
Alright. So, I've unlocked a special poem.
So let's read it.
A dream. I was wandering an abandoned warehouse at night. I was lost, looking for an exit. I just wanted to go home. I came upon a huge empty room, its ceiling and walls beyond the deep dark blackness. My steps were quick in order to hurry to the other side, or to a wall, anything. Suddenly, the ground was no longer beneath my feet. I stepped into a hole of indeterminate width. I fell for a good 5 seconds before crashing into warm water. Figuring out which way was up, I surfaced myself. The air was humid, and the sound of my splashing reverberated endlessly. My vision was completely swallowed by the dark. With one hand, I could feel the damp wall of the container. My lungs were already getting tired. Okay. So yeah, we decided to go with Natsuki again, because she's a little cutie pie.
Plus, there's not a best friend to throw
And
us off our path.
there's no best friend this time, so let's just go with cutesy stuff. Skipping. Smile. Precious.
Precious.
And we got flying. Cheer. Candy.
Doki doki.
Doki doki. Play.
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Jump.
Jump. Childhood. Kawaii.
Yay!
Dazzle. Sing.
Party.
Party. Cheeks. Cute.
Puppy.
Puppy. Milk.
Oh, we got them all.
And one more. Sweet. Yay.
20 out of 20.
2020 for Natsuki.
Hi again, Insomniac.
Alright, I think this is where stuff gets weird again.
Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. I was the last to come in and everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Insomniac.
So Yuri's already glitching out on us.
Yeah. I hope it isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
And there goes Natsuki. Glitching out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, well, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a mega collection in the club room.
And Monica's blocking my text box again. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Sorry, Insomniac. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay?
Yuri shoots Natsuki a disappointed glance.
Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read?
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask.
Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not like that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just feel like, well, as vice president and all.
Yeah, the funny thing is I actually like visual novels a lot. And this is the type of girl I actually usually go for. Yuri.
It's true.
And we're just going after Natsuki again because that's how it ended up the first time, so.
That I should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it'll keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Oh, phew. Will you read it you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice an intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I heard Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seemed to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You're looking for something in there? Fucking Monica! Yeah, that's another thing that we noticed is the text being overwritten and off the text bubble. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the one side of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls. It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you could go do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was in the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Insomniac. Consider this a lesson. Don't fucking judge a book. But yeah, my theory is that's like their inner voice that I'm somehow hearing.
I agree with him.
In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the books right into my hands. Ah! I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Oh, what? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats the ground next to her, signaling for me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it would be easier to be close together like this.
Kind of like how I'm close to you right now.
Don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Huh? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I could talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of this, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for a lack of plot. Aw, it's so cute.
Aww.
Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Huh? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Ah, sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends that also are into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitate towards other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found that this. Once again.
This wasn't here before.
I'm pretty sure her original words are still under that. But, you know. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? Geez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Time passes. Huh?
Time passes.
Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. She's asleep.
Aww.
It looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki? Yeah? Suddenly Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! Blah!
Again, the weirdness.
That still surprised me.
And it's,
So,
yeah,
blarg. Her eyes and mouth are freaking out on me.
it's still doing it, and
And
it's
it's going off.
Oh, jeez. Misaki, are you okay? Here.
Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it at Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it in her mouth.
Don't worry, Insomniac. She's fine. She just happens... It just happens every now and then.
Her eyes and mouth start spazzing out every now and then.
That's normal. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share our poems now?
Alright, so in the order we did
Natsuki.
Last time, we did Natsuki first. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair that I shared mine with her first. Okay, let's start with things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. Yes, I did that same joke 3 times.
Of course.
4 times now.
You're funny.
In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, well, it's not that great, but let me show you how a real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Natsuki retorts, gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announce it to the world like you're all self-important. I'm pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. And we have the eagles can fly.
Hers is the same.
And okay, so far everything's good. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. And that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you being so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks writing has to be so sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write a poem about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end and make it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess you more went into this than I realized. That's what I mean. It means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her as with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is. If Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take it away from her. Alright. So we did Monica next?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monica was next.
Hi, Insomniac. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring stuff up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much more of a just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Ha ha ha. Don't worry, Insomniac. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But that's the sort of thing a barrier will learn to put past soon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, another thing I noticed is the fight that's about to come up between Natsuki and Yuri.
There's no buffer.
Sayori is not here to buffer it out. So
It's gonna get ugly.
yeah, it's gonna be bad. So
That's just a hint
let's do
for
this
what's
again.
about to come.
I hand Monica my poem.
I like it, Insomniac.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ha ha ha.
Oh jeez.
No. It kind of makes me think of something Suki would write. She's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment.
If you say so.
Yup. But if you're interested in Saki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Ah ha ha.
Yes, always keep a snack on you so her eyes don't spiral out on us.
Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often.
Yeah, in the last playthrough, she said that she eats everything as much as she can when her dad cooks for her. So, I don't know what this is all about.
But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because of her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know. Sorry, I'm just trying to look on the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hint, this is actually a continuation.
Hole in the Wall. Yeah, I noticed that this poem looks different than her previous poem. It sounds like almost like a continuation of the last one, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Hole in the Wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling plays tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Alright.
So what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten very popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been getting emphasis on timing between the words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Ah, well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I have some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strong. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you write a poem or a story, your brain gets fixed on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move up your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Alright, now we're back to Yuri.
You go ahead and read this one. I need to rest my voice.
Okay. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that makes... It might be after reading this through it. Ah, is it that bad? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. I might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you could be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques going into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do.
Please do.
I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles grimly as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? No, this one looks the same too. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last to get replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calmly breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Yeah. I'm sorry I have such a terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking of that at all.
But you took a long time to read.
Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Yeah? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short?
Are you?
I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it was our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Huh? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Insomniac.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance it over after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a single story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically captured by a ghost, compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining piece of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be lifted with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyes furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Yeah? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem onto the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks? Yours is cute?
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feeling of... How could that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but I really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Sonic did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I have spent a long time establishing my writing style. And I don't expect to change anytime soon, unless of course I come... Which I haven't yet. And Insomniac liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Eh? That's not what I... Ooh. You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Insomniac appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Insomniac started showing up.
Nisaki! Nisaki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that.
Crap.
You really act as young as you look, Nisaki.
Me? Look at who's talking. You want to be edgy, bitch.
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You'd think you could collaborate,
Counterbalance.
your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Well, be careful. You might cut yourself on the edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Sonic hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing there.
Insomniac. She's trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
And this is all the weirdness again.
Alright.
Nasuki.
And it's not letting me.
It's just gonna keep doing that and...
I'm... Ah!
Click again. Monica. Hey Insomniac, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay?
So yeah, that happened.
Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes, but I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'll be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk, her palms on her forehead. Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did.
Insomniac, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something. That's you.
But she keeps glancing at Monica.
You can go first, Monica. I like to stay a bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm the vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not like that. It's not that. I didn't want to be much of a chance to discuss my book of Insomniac. It would be just embarrassing you if you listening. Sigh. I guess I really don't have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. Okay. And it pops to the next poem.
Alright, so this is a good stopping point. I'm going to save it right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we covered another topic. You know, everything's glitching out. They did mention cuttings, and that's bad.
Yeah. And
So,
abuse. And nutrition.
Anyway, there's a lot of things in this thing, and anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and please subscribe.
This is Chico. Try to check out my channel, Ponytastic.
And I will see you all another night.